Welcome to another edition of Tech Fireside Chats with your host, Joel Martin. Take it away, Joel.
Hey! You like that? Beep, beep.
Oh, beep, beep.
Hey, wait, we gotta wait for it. I think it might be a little bit too intense. All right, we'll leave it in the background. Good morning. Hi, it's Racquel Asa.
Hi. How are you?
Go beep. Oh, cheers. Good morning. What are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
You got this. You do.
You got this.
Is this your theme song?
Well, we like the first part. Oh, beep, beep.
There we go. We got it. We got it out of the way. Beep, beep. Hi, Beep. How you doing?
Hi, how are you, Mr. Swiftmile Joel Martin?
Yes, I have lots of titles. Swiftmile.
Yes, you do.
I have multiple roles, and that's how people know me in the transportation and digital out-of-home industry. And you are Chief Marketing Officer. Congratulations! You're in one of the most innovative companies out there in the country, in the autonomous world. I love that, and I love talking to everybody at Beep. You guys are really, really cool. So for our listeners today, we have a special guest that I just introduced, and I'm going to let her take it away since she's a professional at this, right? I mean. You're the Chief Marketing Officer, right?
Right.
Really
sure. Well, my name is Racquel Asa. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at All Beep Beep. We love to play that song in the office on Mondays just to get us all going here because Beep is the name of our company. We're an autonomous mobility service provider. We're headquartered in Orlando, Florida, right in the Tavistock Lake Nona development.
That was really good. That was really, really good. I love that. So Racquel, what is your story? Tell me your story.
So my story is I am actually the Chief Marketing Officer at Beep. I just started here in March, not so newish to the company, not new to the company as a whole, because I was a transportation journalist in the Orlando area.
One of my questions. You took my
question. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun here.
No,
I'm just, I'm going over my notes.
It's okay. I was looking at that. You were a reporter in New York and then here all over Florida too, right?
All over Florida. And I, just like you, have a knack and a love for transportation. And so how cool is this that you get to help shape the transportation of the future with these autonomous shuttles and vehicles. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. So where do we start? We covered, you were a journalist, you were in transportation, and now you're leading one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's a bus that drives itself.
It is pretty cool. I mean, at first when people think, wait, so you mean it moves itself? And it does.
It drove itself. It's like a transformer.
Yeah, and the cool part, Joel, I don't know if you've ever been inside one of our Beep shuttles before, but there's no steering wheel inside the shuttle. And so let me
I think that's really cool. You want to share a screen? Maybe we can share a screen. You can show me.
Yeah, can you share this?
Like, I've never seen a Beep. I'm new to this.
Okay, so here's the cool part, because I would love to do this in person, but we want to be respectful of the current environment that we're in. Yeah. I'm going to take you on a virtual ride on the shuttle. How cool is that? Sweet. So this is a 360-degree view of the shuttle. And
by the way, CodeFirm, we know all about AR and VR, so I can't wait to talk to you about that later.
So the doors will close, and then this is a look inside the shuttle. So this is what we call, this is Sophia. She's one of our autonomous shuttle specialists. And as I drive around here, no pun intended, inside the shuttle, you can see there is no steering wheel. And it's a little hard to even see what's the front and what's the back of a vehicle, because this vehicle is omnidirectional.
Wow, and so cool.
Isn't that cool? So our shuttle attendant here to really serve as our onboard ambassador for the whole entire ride. So there will always be someone on board to monitor the operation of the shuttle at all times. And they have a remote, a controller in their hand as well that they keep on them at all times. And it's to ensure that the vehicle is behaving exactly like it should. And so this predetermined route is what we do as a company. We don't make the shuttles. What we do is we actually work with these autonomous shuttle providers and these manufacturers, and we have these partnerships with them. And we do partnerships with, developers like Tavistock, and they say, we want to put a shuttle here. And so us as a company, we go out and we look at the road and we essentially lay the breadcrumbs for the shuttle to follow so that it follows a route that we safely plan with each of our deployments. So
now I just read that you signed a deal, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, with Local Motors about 3D printed car.
Right.
Yes. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So that would be our second autonomous shuttle provider that we're working with, Local Motors. Fantastic company, also based out of the United States. So it's pretty cool. Had the chance to actually go and virtually tour their headquarters the other day. And they can 3D print one of these shuttles, from what I'm told, in 12 hours. And so it's pretty incredible. The inside cabin looks very different as well. It's very much, if I had to equate it to anything, it looks like an elevator. Very cozy.
So cool.
Very welcoming. Cool. And then they have this huge tower on the inside, which they call the Tower of Wisdom, which is, it basically shows you the operation of the vehicle. Also has screens inside, do advertising.
I like the advertising part. That's part of what
I know you do. And it's you open up and then you just kind of pop a spot, and it's great. And the shuttle just drives itself.
Now, when we spoke earlier, we had some cool ideas. But before I get there, you guys are in Lake Nona. You're in Jacksonville. I know with COVID, you were helping with the testing.
Right.
Arizona, right? In Phoenix?
Right. In Peoria, Arizona. Yeah.
We're in Arizona.
Peoria.
Peoria, okay. And you're going to Tampa now.
Right. We actually have 2 deployments that are coming in the Tampa area. One is going to be with the Hillsborough Area Regional Transit. The other is going to be with the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Agency. And so where we kind of work in with them is, they have all their existing bus routes and their bus lines. And so where we come in is we look at how do we then connect to their networks, so that we can then provide better mobility and connect that first mile, last mile between routes. And so you're not deviating from what you already have within service, but you're essentially connecting it with the use of autonomous technology, which is cool.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that there was a Decepticon who was a bus? Not an Autobot, it was a Decepticon.
Please don't bring that up. I want to be a Decepticon.
I never saw an Autobot that was a bus, but there is a Decepticon that was a bus. I'm sorry.
Well, we're going to be the first Autobot then,
okay,
then come onto that side.
My friends and the people I work with, and I work in the game space. We have a lot of people who are fans of the Transformers, so I had to throw in that joke. Sorry.
It's fine.
Is the beep ever going to have a personality? Am I going to get in, and it's going to say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or are you going to do something interactive like that? Just throwing ideas out there.
Well, eventually down the line, we would, we're going to remove the shuttle attendant and then make it a fully autonomous vehicle. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next year, right? But there will always be, someone asked, well, you're removing the human element. And so there will always be, in my opinion, a human element on board, whether that's a person actually on board.
Comfort to people that are a little scared, right?
Right.
Have you seen Upload, the TV series?
Upload?
No.
I'm a Lucifer type person, so.
Oh. Okay. Well, the future is all Google cars, and I'm not going to ruin the plot, but there's all autonomous vehicles in the future. Nobody drives. There's no steering wheel. It's a very cool thing about the show, and it's by the same crew from Office Space, which is one of my favorite movies. But yeah, if you're into autonomous vehicles, highly recommend Amazon's Upload. You'll like the show. I'm not going to ruin it for you.
I'll add that to my list.
So as you know, I like your AR VR thing because we do that at CodeFirm, and of course I love micromobility. I love the last mile transportation. I love the idea of mobility hubs where you bring your car to a station, jump in, and then go to your destination in Lake Nona, so that all the cars don't have to be in one place. And how are we doing on time here? Let me see. Good. So I'm bringing this up because of we live in this post-COVID world where people are using more bicycles, more e-scooters. There's autonomous drones delivering goods, and people want to be somewhere safe and secure. And what I like about the Beep is they look clean. They look super new, right? I mean, like you have somebody that's disinfecting, that's cleaning. Have you noticed that people don't want to be in they want to be in something modern? Is that something that you're getting? Is that the feedback you're getting from writers, like passengers?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at where people are spending their time most these days, it's at home. It's in their community. It's away from city centers because everybody's working from home. And so when you look at plan developments, everybody is spending more time within their community and away from city centers. And, plan developers, as they look to build these communities of the future, there's always been this need for live, work, play communities. But I feel in a post-COVID world, whenever that is, there's going to be a greater whatever. Yeah, I mean, we may now, we just don't know. There's going to be a greater emphasis on it because a lot of headquarters, a lot of big companies are going to realize, wow, we can really do this with remote working. And so, it really pulls people away from the campus, mentality. And so by providing a mobility network where you can have an office space, just a little cubby, we can take people from where they live in residential areas to this.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan. I mean, a lot of the younger people are not buying vehicles, and they're using their money. They're investing their money. They're buying stocks. And if they live near work, this is a great solution. I mean, you take a bicycle to the stop or from the stop to work, but you have this vehicle that's just like a future monorail, because we can't put monorails. And when I was little, Epcot was the future, right? The monorail. This is the monorail for the future to me. I don't know. I mean, have you guys?
Actually, I'm glad that you brought up that analogy, because that's, when you look at the infrastructure that's needed for this, we build the invisible rail, much like the monorail.
Oh,
and
I like that. That's what we do. I'm going to steal that, by the way. Let me write. I ran that down.
We build the invisible rail. Just write this down.
Wait.
Invisible rail.
Rail. Okay, got it.
The invisible rail. And so we go out and we determine, okay, yes, we can build, I use air quotes, that invisible rail in here in this road, and we identify where that is. And so we build an invisible rail. There are 2 points within.
People are ordering breakfast. I lost you. Technical difficulties. Oh, the matrix is failing. We lost Racquel. Oh no. Oh, there, she's back. No, she's not. Oh, reload. Well, we lost Racquel there. Racquel, are you back? Oh no, I lost my guess. She'll be reloading. So, wow. I mean, we can do this again, or she can call back in. There's a failure of the internet. Is it my internet? Let's see. My internet's working. It's me. It's not me. I'm still broadcasting. This is good. Racquel, we lost you. Hello? Oh, we lost Racquel. This never happened on the show, but that's okay. We can start over. We can definitely do this again. I guess we'll have her again next week, some other day. But I want everybody to check out the website. It's amazing.
About that.
Oh, you're back. We're going to cancel the broadcast. I was about to put gobeep.com for everybody. If you've never seen Beep, go back. Everybody's ordering breakfast. It's a little too early. I'm sorry. So where did we lose you? I was thinking out there. I was like, I lost my friend.
No, we build the invisible rail, the invisible.
Yes, the rail. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's what we do. We make sure that we put that invisible rail in the best place possible and create that micromobility network that you were talking about to connect to those charging stations, so that you essentially could hop off of a shuttle and then get on a scooter or get on a bike.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I love that. And that's how we met. I think I want to bring that back. I met, and props to Nicole, right, on your marketing team. It was at the advertising and the National Advertising Association. Which one was it? Advertising Association or Advertising Federation of America. And I think it was the Christmas party. I sponsored it. Right. I brought the photo booth. And I just bumped into these awesome people. She was there with her husband. And we had a great time. And we stayed in contact. And she introduced me to you. And that's how we met the Beep team. And I got to say, you guys are doing a tremendous, Joe and everybody is doing an amazing job. Like, I'm looking at my LinkedIn feed. And literally every day there's something going on. You guys have a technology partnership, a marketing partnership, hiring new people, expanding the team, expanding your associations. Like, some people are not doing anything during COVID. They're putting their heads in the sand. They're saying, we're not going to innovate. We're not going to do your leadership team is taking a completely different approach. You guys are expanding during a time when you really need to expand, because once we come out of this, everybody's going to be like, wow, beef is awesome in Tampa. Look what it's done in Jacksonville. Look what it's doing in Arizona. So I love the fact that I'm associated with you guys, because you guys are in the news. Like, literally, I turn on my LinkedIn and it's there. Something's happening with beef, right? So I'm going to be playing that Donna Summers song all day long. It's so cool.
Be careful. It's going to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. I appreciate that, Joel. I think one thing
Mark is great too. I mean, I love your whole team.
I think one thing that we decided very early on, when everything started to happen, we decided, okay, we could either let this play out or could reinvent ourselves, repurpose ourselves, and be flexible, right? I mean, that's the best that you can hope for. And so, that really kicked off our big COVID, helping the Mayo Clinic in Florida transport COVID-19 test supplies with a fully autonomous shuttle with nobody on board. We would collect them from a drive-through site, and then autonomously with the shuttle with no one on board would bring them to another building on campus to process them. So then you could use healthcare workers really at the front line where they're needed, instead of having to transport tests. And, one thing that we decided also very early on was, how do we get all of our projects that we already have in the pipeline? How do we get them to a point that once we, things start to open up, much like we are now, how do we get them to a point where we can just flip a switch and then make sure that we deploy them when we initially had them planned? And that's really what we did. We just tried to move along whatever we could, given this time, and that's what we decided to do. And so far, it's working out well for us. And we going back to how do people feel safe? We made sure that we had a third-party company come in and sanitize our shuttles, much like.
No, I gotta say, like, you guys have done a great job of promoting that as well too. They're brand new, they're clean, you're sanitizing, which is very important in COVID, in the age of COVID. And you have somebody there in person reassuring people that they're being cleaned and sanitized.
Exactly.
Which is something not every form of transportation can do. I mean, a subway, you can't do that. And a bus system normal bus systems are too complex. I think you guys are doing an amazing job in putting Central Florida on the map for technology and innovation. And your whole team is doing great. So enough bragging about you guys. I like your digital out of home aspect, and the fact that you're teaming up with local businesses to create case studies and success stories of advertising through micromobility or autonomous vehicles, or I like to say autonomous delivery of people, right?
Oh, yes, autonomous delivery. So the cool part about this, Joel, is I know the word innovative has been thrown out here and there, and it's overused sometimes, but it really is when you think about it. There's no other advertising model where you can say you're captively engaging the audience for the entire time that they're riding the shuttle. They're not distracted because they don't have to drive. And they're literally just kind of taking in the scenery, looking up at the screen, and before they even know it, they've arrived at their destination. And so, we rolled out this whole big advertising campaign too for local businesses to help stir up some of that business, during COVID. So we offer them a free initiative during the last couple of months to give them that ability to still do advertising when marketing dollars are tight. So.
Well, I mean, and they'll remember that too. You have the whole Boxy Park, and you have all those restaurants, and you have a lot of new companies coming in with Tavistock. So I feel like this you got to pay it forward. But ideally, eventually, those case studies are going to come back and say, well, look, you scanned this QR code, you text this message, I saw this ad, and you're paying attention. I don't think people have gotten to the point where they take it for granted. It's still a very cool new experience.
Right.
So they've never been like, I've never been in this thing. I'm actually going to pay attention instead of stare at my phone. So
right. So you're actively engaged the entire time that you're kind of going like this. And one thing that we did with Tavistock here, which is pretty cool, Joel, too, is we launched what we call the Laureate Park Model Home Route. And so anybody who's coming here to buy a new home in the community, they also get to experience the autonomous shuttle. So they hop on it right at the Lake Nona Information Center after they get all their whole, 101 on Lake Nona, what available builders are out there. They hop on the shuttle. They've never experienced one before. And it takes them to the model homes. And
Cool,
so,
I like that. If I'm
right.
a realtor, I think that would be very, very cool. I'd be like, they're coming to me.
Yeah. And you're exposing people to the technology that may have probably never even seen it before. So that's also a big plus for, for us when it comes to creating that awareness for AVs.
Cool. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of cool things, and I hope I get to help you guys with some of what you're doing. You already have a cool VR, but I have a couple ideas. I was hoping Troy would join me, and I do love what you're doing with transportation. I also hope either way we're same ecosystem, we're in the same environment, so we're going to bump into you guys. I hope I do get to work with you guys in that. But count on my support. It was more of a podcast interview, but I just wanted to introduce you to my listeners of who is Beep, who's Racquel. She's making so much news. I got to talk to her. And guys, I mean, Racquel, can I get you guys back on the show in a couple of weeks or a couple months?
Sure.
See where you're at with
you know what? I'll tell you what. What. I will make that firm commitment because I want to give you a tour of our headquarters when we open up in October.
I can do that with my phone. I can do a live podcast on the phone. You want me to can we do that?
Yeah, we could totally do it.
I'll give you a
whole big walk and talk. Unless you want to come on over to the headquarters, we could do that.
I will. You know what? Can I bring Troy with me?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I don't see why not.
All right, I'll bring my buddy.
Let me get the furniture in first.
Okay. You don't need furniture. It's the future. The future is like open spaces. The furniture is autonomous. It'll come to you.
I know, right? And then you'll just sit down, and the chair will just pull up right behind you.
It'll just pull like Star Trek. It'll be just totally Trekky. Like let me order some furniture. Okay, here it is. It's coming over. I love what you're doing. I feel like the future is now. And you guys are at the right place at the right time. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. I know it was early. We had some technical difficulties, which were exciting. Any last thoughts? Because we're up on time. Any thoughts? I guess we didn't have any callers this morning. It's okay. Any last thoughts? Post-COVID world.
My last thought, my biggest question that I've probably had this entire time is, what are you drinking? And if it's coffee, how do you like it?
Oh, good question. Okay, so I'm a coffee snob. I grind my own coffee. I have a Asa machine. This is going to sound terrible. I have like 4 coffee machines. And it's not my fault. A good friend of mine got me into coffee. I was in the coffee business for a while, and I even sold little bears filled with organic coffee. The company was called everythingbutcoffee.com. It doesn't exist anymore, but I did it for a while. But the cool thing is I got to interact with a lot of different people. I went to Coffee Fest in Seattle. In New York,
existed, but okay.
In Atlanta, no, Coffee Fest is amazing. Like so many pastries and food. I sold coffee items to 600 retailers at one point before the recession, the Great Recession, right? But I got to learn a lot. I mean, we had coffee from all over the world, and we had pens that smelled like coffee and coffee ties.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Fun time, but I don't regret it at all. It was a great experience. I mean, the company grew really quickly and crashed just as quickly. But I got to learn about coffee, and now I'm a full. And also, I worked in Italy, so the first thing I learned when I got to Bologna, and maybe I was like 21 at the time, was that every employee was given a key in the Malaguti office in Bologna to the coffee espresso machine, and by law, there's a union. I kid you not, in Italy, there's a union for all the employees. They negotiate how many ice creams you get at lunch. I mean, at the factory, every employee, especially management, had 2 tokens on their machine for the Asa machine to get a coffee every day, paid for by the company.
Wow.
And the kiosk would put a little Asa cup and drop an espresso. I got addicted to espresso. So it could have been worse. I could have worked at a pharmaceutical company.
Things, yeah.
So that's my story. That's a big data dump on Joel, but I just wanted to share my addiction to coffee. But I love it. I drink maybe 3 coffees a day. That's why I'm always like, I got a lot of energy, but it keeps me going, right? It can't be bad. I mean, we've been drinking it for thousands of years. I'm sure it's good.
Yeah, it's fine. I happen to make my own espresso in the morning too, so I'm right there with you.
So my last, my question was for you, really. What is going on, COVID world? What do you do? What are you watching? What are you reading? Tell us about the CMO. What is she focused on? Are you?
So my life beyond Beep, is that what you're asking?
Yes. Like, do you read eMarketer or Chief Marketing Officer magazine? I don't know. What are your passions?
What drives me?
There we go.
So probably knowing, if you want to know what drives me, you have to know that I have 2 little kids that I just
adore. Cool. Yes, kids are good.
I adore, and they are 4 and 5, and so
geez.
very close together, girl and boy. God bless me with both of them. For me, it is really just spending the most time with them. And I know that might sound corny, but just the other day, I taught them how to play kids mahjong, and so
Wow.
and we're a big kids mahjong and Uno family.
Uno's good. All right.
Yeah, we love Uno, and we played Mousetrap the other day. Big throwback. They love it. And because of COVID, before COVID, we were a big movie family too. And so we obviously don't go to movie theaters anymore. So we thought, how do we bring the movie experience home? And so we bought a big screen and a projector.
Outdoor or indoor?
Indoor. And so we just set it up every weekend, and we do movie night in the house with the kids. And so, you try to make the best of what you can during this time. And so that's what we've done. Okay.
So, my partner is still in bed. He just texted me. That's okay. They're up until 3 hours in the morning. But I will follow back. I will do the tour, and I do want to work with you on the advertising and on the AR and the VR and everything. And we're gonna do another show just dedicated to Beep and show real Beep. So we're gonna do that. That's my commitment.
Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome.
I will. Yeah. Once you come.
We went over time, but that's okay. You're too cool. We have to keep talking.
We have to do it again.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Go play some. Go
Sounds
chase
great.
the kids. And have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you guys haven't seen the website yet, it's Go Beep. I had it on the screen. I don't know. Hold on. There we go. Boom. All right. We're good. Racquel, excellent day. Ciao.
Thanks. You too. Have a good one. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks for watching, and join us next week on Tech Fireside Chats.